Guys, we're going to be watching Battlefield 5, which is the invasion of Iwo Jima, taking that over from the Japanese. One of the big 5 amphibious campaigns of World War II. Bougainville, Iwo Jima, Guadalcanal, Okinawa, and Tarawa.
Is it Tarawa or Tarawa?
Fucking tomato. My name is Patrick. I am a former Marine, not an ex-Marine, a former Marine. Then I moved on from the Marine Corps to the Navy, where I spent most of my time with the Special Boat Teams as a Navy SWIC. I spent that time primarily as a Special Operations Medic with multiple deployments to Afghanistan, Iraq, South America, Central America, all over the world, having a great time. Now I'm here with you guys.
What's up, guys? I'm Jason, prior Marine Raider, Reconnaissance Marine, and Grunt. Spent 8 years in the Marine Corps, and after the Marine Corps, I went on to the State Department for a couple of years, and after that, supported another 3-letter agency overseas. So all in all, it's been about 15 years serving the government, most of that overseas in the Middle East, and here I am now, trying to be a normal dude, talking about video games and the like. So hope you guys enjoy.
Coming in on the landing craft. Oof.
So I was lucky enough to actually walk these grounds in 2002 when I was in the infantry, and it's a pretty harrowing, humbling experience to know that so many people lost their lives on this place. You could feel it. It's a pretty naked island. There's not much to hide behind. It's wide open. This beach, actually took some sand from it. Got to walk this beach. It's pretty crazy place.
One of the crazy things about this historically is the Japanese, they were bombed for weeks and weeks and weeks. Obviously, they had control of this island, were set up on there. They let all the Marines get onto the beach, let all the landing craft get onto the beach as the Marines built up on there, and then finally they opened up with hidden artillery from the mountains in hidden areas around Iwo Jima, and killed thousands of guys just stuck on the beach. So really, really bad setup.
To piggyback on that, they were entrenched. They actually had miles and miles and miles of underground tunnels. And luckily, I actually got to walk through some of those tunnels and actually found a bunch of stuff from the Japanese that we couldn't take, sadly. But like, that's how they let the Marines on. They were entrenched in these tunnels, and they just we bombarded those guys for a long time. And we almost thought the thing was empty. And then they all came out like ants, and it was a fight.
Yeah. So this is kind of crazy. So that point, did you see how his thumb gets caught in there? They used to call that grand thumb. So as you would push the clip in there, the weapon would automatically close on your thumb, and a lot of guys would smash their thumb, and it was just kind of a side effect of firing that weapon. But it's really interesting that they got it in the game. It's 100% legit.
This chair.
Doesn't seem to be a lot of, I mean, in the gameplay here, you're not getting a lot of guys working together. It looks like freaking Snuffy Joe is just running around on his own. Oh, pillbox.
I mean, can you imagine like storming that beachhead though?
No.
Nah.
No. Much different than the battles of today. The idea of another amphibious campaign happening like that anytime soon is bad day.
Just shot his buddy in the back of the head.
Yeah, I know. Not good.
Nice transition.
So this is a solo mission, right? As far as the gameplay goes.
I'm not sure. It could be.
It looks like this guy's running around by himself, so there's not a lot of. He's not really working with anybody.
So in the sense, I don't know if this is a campaign or this is multiplayer. I think it's multiplayer.
Okay. Medkit.
Ammunition, I think.
That's about, after they add the rounds to that, it's about a 12-pound gun. So I mean, those things are not light. Those guys were working hard, but luckily, I mean, not luckily, they didn't really have a lot of other gear that they had to wear. I don't understand that. I don't think we had
Wireless detonation?
wireless explosives that you could just fire or freaking. That would be pretty nice back then. I think would have been kind of cool. Yeah.
Is there? Yeah.
There's no wire. It's Bluetooth activated explosives.
Well, this was back in the day, like where things were not detonated really with fucking, radio transmissions. It was all wired.
Yeah, I mean actually, and you can see on the controller that he has, there's the two. He's got the positive and negative on there, so that would be wired up to whatever. I mean, I'm assuming it's just something like TNT or dynamite or something like that. I mean, the explosives that they used were pretty basic back then. So, yeah, to say I'm gonna throw this and hit the detonator, that's a no-go. I mean, even claymores now are still wired
same.
up. Yeah. They haven't changed since freaking Vietnam.
I think he hit it. Yeah, it's smoking.
Did Japanese have any freaking? Did they have vehicles on Iwo after? Like after the campaign started?
I'm not sure. They were trying to make an airfield there, I believe, right?
Yes.
There's an airfield there now. I know the Japanese still owns it.
Oh, they still? Really?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I was there
muzzle discipline, buddy.
I was there in 2002, and there was a lot of veterans actually from Iwo Jima. We got to walk up to Mount Suribachi to the peak with them.
That's crazy.
And they still had tears in their eyes about that day. It was a pretty humbling experience.
This guy is going through some rounds, too. I'm not quite sure where he's got them all. He's got a freaking huge backpack on with just thousands of rounds.
Dude, your ears would be so fucked.
Oh my God. Like, yeah, done. I mean, these guys, well, there's pictures of them, old black and white pictures where they've got cigarette butts stuffed in their ears, from all the explosions and just.
And brass.
Yeah, brass
stuff in the ear.
So I'm assuming that's Suribachi in the background right there.
It is. Yep.
Nice. Oof. This guy's going through some rounds and some med kits.
It's a different weapon system, I think. Yeah, instead of Tommy.
Yeah. That's another heavy weapon. That thing's like.
Have you ever held one?
Yes. So Thompson submachine gun's about 12 to 13 pounds, and then you add, that's like a 50-round drum, I believe. That's another like 5 pounds just on that. They're heavy.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had one. Held one, excuse me.
Although, and they've got a hell of a kick. Yeah, those are 50-round drums that he's firing. Don't shoot your buddy in the back, man. Come on. Whoa, K-bar.
Dude, I would have fragged the shit out of that thing.
Oh, that's the worst stuff too. Can you imagine like fighting through those freaking tunnels and looking for those guys? I mean, they remained hidden even after like we had completely taken over the island for weeks afterwards.
You heard about the Japanese guy that was in the Philippines
Yeah.
for like 40 years after the fact or some shit?
Didn't want to give up.
That was a pretty cool story. I remember reading some of that. Like, he didn't want to believe that
the Japanese had lost.
The only way he would leave his post, basically,
his officer, right?
Well, I think it was just an officer in general to
come out and tell him,
and they did. So it was a Japanese reporter. It was a kid that actually found this guy, tracked him down, and let him know, like, dude, the war's over, bro. And then, like, when he was relieved of command, like, on the spot, he, like, broke down. But for years, he'd been, like, poaching people's fucking animals and, like, dude, stealing clothes. His weapons were all in working order after, like, 45 fucking years.
That's insane. That's insane. I mean, and that's why this was such a freaking horrific war, the Pacific Campaign. I mean, the Japanese were tenacious fighters. They would not quit. I mean, it's oof. What was that? Dude turned into a ghost.
Yeah, anyone in your family do World War II?
Yeah, my grandfather, he was he was a Navy guy. That's kind of one of the things that got me to join the Navy. My grandfather was at Pearl Harbor, lost his eye in Pearl Harbor.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so crazy, yeah.
My grandfather was, on my mom's side, same thing. He was a radioman first class when that was a rate. But he was on a destroyer escort for World War II in Korea.
All right. Hey, if you like this video, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to Savage Actual. We've got a lot more stuff coming out. We're going to have a great time. We want you guys there with us.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, hit subscribe on our channel, and hope to see you again.